I'm a security engineer in the UK crypto space, but getting into cybersecurity wasn't easy. I got rejected, stuck in a job I hated, and I almost ended up in a manual QA testing role, 2 hours away from home, 5 days a week. I'm going to tell you how I got from that position to where I am now. And I'm going to start off in uni. I did a computer science degree with a placement year, and the job that I got was pretty much doing software testing, right? Couldn't complain, it was okay. My thinking was, I just need to get some form of experience. I didn't really know exactly what I wanted to do in the future, and I was like, if I just get something now, it'll be easier after I graduate to get a job, because people are waiting like, a year, 2 years to get their first job. So that was my way of thinking, and I did pretty well in that year. I didn't do too bad, and ended up getting an offer to go back after I graduated. But I made it clear to them I wanted to work in security, and they pretty much responded with, "We have no space." Now, these cheeky guys, I knew they had space. I knew guys that were going into that same company and they were getting put in the security sector at that company. But I basically got put into a systems engineering role. And I accepted it. I thought, at least there's some transferable skills, Linux, patching, that kind of thing. So I thought, I'll make it work. Long story short, ended up in that role. Absolutely hated it, right? I was not passionate about it at all. And it got to a point where I was waking up every morning dreading the day. And my manager was waking up every morning hating me even more. And what ended up happening is I got put on the bench. Oh. First I got put on a pip, and then I got put on the bench. And if you don't know what that means, it means you're basically getting fired. We're giving you a little bit of time to see if you fix up, otherwise you're cooked. So I'm on the bench now, and I'm thinking my career's over before it's even started. They're trying to push me into this manual QA testing role, 2 hour commute away from home, and I'm not having it. I'm thinking anything would be better than this. And I took a chance. I started talking to everyone I could at that company. Whether I knew them or not, I'll talk to the HR ladies. I'll just go at lunch and I'll just go up to random tables and ask them, do you know any way I can get into cyber? Obviously that led to a lot of dead ends, but I'm grateful because some of those contacts put me in touch with kind of the senior members of cyber at the company, and they didn't give me a job, but they gave me kind of tips to, what things I need to brush up on, how I need to handle interviews, stuff like that. So yeah, I had these calls with these guys, but still it wasn't leading to any actual job. And that position, the QA testing one, was starting soon. I was like a month away from starting that one, right? And if I had started, oh my gosh, my life would have been so long. So I'm in panic mode. I'm thinking, what the hell am I gonna do? And I remember that there was one guy, a friend of mine in uni, and when I say friend, really an acquaintance. I spoke to him maybe 3 times at uni. But I knew that he did a master's in cyber, and he ended up at the same company that I was at. So my thinking here was, if anyone's going to be put into these cyber roles, these were the kind of guys that were going to get it, not me. So I messaged him on Teams, and I said to him, like, yo, do you know any way I can get into cyber? Do you know anyone who would hire me? 2 weeks went by. Now I have 2 weeks until I start this QA thing, and I'm soiling myself. And then I get a message back. There was silence before that, and then I get a message back, and he says the SOC manager, Security Operations Center, if you don't know what it is looking for a security engineer, level 2. And I heard level 2 and I thought, I am finished. There's no way I'm getting this job. He just messaged me, oh yes, I know someone, and then said level 2, why are you playing with my feelings? Right? So I'm thinking it's finished. But he said, just send off a CV anyway. So I tailored an internal CV, made myself look as strong as I could, ChatGPT'd it maybe 12 times, sent it off. Another week went by, silence. I'm hating my life, spiraling. And then I get a message from that manager telling me he wants to interview me. I'm pinching myself, thinking, what the hell is going on? But at the same time, I'm like, once I get into this interview, he's going to realize I'm a fraud and I'm going to get cooked, all right? Imposter syndrome going crazy right now. But I thought, screw it. This is my only chance. So I took the interview. Showed up 5 minutes early. Should always do that. And I was very straight up with him. I told him, you know what? I don't have any security experience. At this time, I was kind of doing this Google cybersecurity cert. And I only had a very general understanding of the different types of roles in security, but I didn't really know much. So I told him that in my interview, and I said, you know what, essentially I'm asking you to take a chance on me. But what I really let shine through in that interview is passion. I just spoke and told him, I really want to do this and I'm going to live and breathe it and I'll put in all the work I need to. You just need to give me a chance. And I actually ended that interview by asking him a banger question. I think you guys should ask this question in any job you apply for, whether it's cyber, whether it's not, you can use it. And the question basically was, if you give me this offer, what should I learn now before I start that will give me the best kind of, step up? What should I learn so that I'll be strong from the very beginning? And he actually told me what to learn. So that did not fall on deaf ears. I went straight after the interview and banged out everything he told me to learn. Came back a couple days later, gave him pages, said to him, look, this is the stuff that I've learned. Give me this job. And he actually did. And he told me he really respected my passion and he wasn't going to give me the level 2 job, but he's going to create a level 1 role for me. And yeah, I started that job. Now, I think I was really jaded as to what security was. Like I said, I think we're all here because we've seen the movies, we've seen Mr. Robot, and we're thinking, you know what, I want to be the hacker guy. So I didn't understand what security actually was. And I started, and I found the work pretty boring. But at the same time, I knew that this was kind of where I wanted to take my career. So I just worked super hard. I put in a lot of extra hours. And I was really blessed to be with a bunch of senior security engineers that knew their stuff. So I shadowed them, and they weren't the best at teaching, but I would make notes and basically never let someone explain something to me twice. Don't let people repeat things to you. Nobody likes to, right? And you're wasting people's time, respectfully. So I think I learned quite a lot from that systems engineering role as to how not to be in a job. And I tried to make this position in the SOC the complete opposite of that experience. And it worked out pretty well. My manager was telling me, I think you're working really hard. I respect it. But he did tell me I was a little bit slow. And this is where there's a bit of a mismatch between stuff you learn in uni and actual industry work, which is why I kind of think uni's not even worth it. Again, something I'll make another video about. But he told me I was pretty slow, right? And me, I'm someone that panics. So I started to get goosebumps. I was still working hard, but I thought I need to kind of look elsewhere now, right? In case this falls through. So I started applying outside of the company. I think I sent off about 250 applications. I got rejected from every single one, and about 4 or 5 months went by. I was still working, still putting in the work at this, in this SOC. And then I get a call from a recruiter, and she tells me that she's in the crypto industry, working for a startup, and they're looking for a security engineer, a junior security engineer, to work under the senior that they had. So that's 2 guys on security for the company. And I thought, this is something I want to do. It's private sector. Like I said, the public sector work, I find it really boring. I feel like you're just a tiny cog in a massive machine. And so I kind of said, yeah, you know what, I'll take this chance. Interviewed, impressed him. Like I said, I brushed up on my knowledge and GPT cycled a few times. until, you know, I got the point across that you should take a chance on me. And again, they did, because I let that passion shine through. Little did I know that when they were hiring me, the senior engineer had already given in his resignation, right? So basically, a couple months after I started, they told me that he was going to leave. And I think in your career, it's kind of going to go like this, and then it's going to go poof when it comes to your knowledge, right? You're going to get this opportunity, and if you capitalize on it, you're going to go crazy. And this was my opportunity. I realized that. So I put in the work. And, you know, one thing led to another. That guy left, and my responsibilities increased, right? Which I'm really happy about, because it means that I've gotten so much more exposure in private sector, real work that I care about, stuff that I think is really cool. And since then, it's been about 5 months, and I feel like I'm doing really well. So this is where I kind of want to communicate to you guys that, look, I'm not someone that's had like so many years of experience in security. I've only got a year and a half, right? And a lot of these creators on YouTube, they're like senior engineers that have had a foot in the game for a really long time. I'm telling you guys this so you can relate, because I relate to you. Only a little bit ago was I the guy with no certs, no experience, thinking, how the hell am I going to get into security? It's the only thing I think I care about. And I'm telling you, you can do it. And I'm going to give you 3 of the main tips from my story to kind of implement into your own journey now. Number 1, passion, right? Understand why you want to get into security. Understand what you want to do in security. Start to grow a love for it, right? Start to make it part of your identity. Because when you do that, you speak with a bunch of passion. And obviously in this time, work on your communication skills and allow that passion to kind of come through your voice so that people can understand it and so that someone takes a chance on you. Number 2, agency. Even if every single door looks closed, you need to just make doors. I'm telling you, you need to just make doors, okay? It doesn't matter what people tell you. There was a lot of people that told me it was never going to happen. I should come back in a few years, etc., etc. I didn't listen to any of them. I spoke to anyone I could. I took any chance I could. I thought, if anyone's going to get me this position, it's going to be me. It's not going to be, you know, someone handing it to me on a platter. Life does not work like that. You need to make your own way. And number 3, network, right? Get to know people. If you currently work at a company and you're in a role you don't want to be doing, understand how blessed you are that you're even working in the first place. The job market is so cooked right now. So start going around to people at your company and asking them, how can I get into cyber? Start talking to the guys that are in cyber at your company and asking them, what are you guys looking for when you're hiring? What can I learn so that you guys will hire me, right? If you're not working right now, if you don't have the blessing of a job at the moment, right, which I know a lot of people, unfortunately, in this job market don't have, right, then start connecting with people on LinkedIn, and I mean meaningful connections. LinkedIn is a bunch of AI slop anyway. We'll talk about that at some point, but try and find people, right? People exist. They do. Go to events, do what you need to do, find people, talk to them, get your passion across, right? But a big part of it is networking. Nobody's going to take a chance on you if they don't know you. Make yourself known. Get yourself out there. Make a channel. Do whatever you need to do. But get to know people, right? So that's the 3 things. Passion, agency, networking. If you can put that into your story right now, I promise you it's a matter of consistency, and one day it's going to pay off. You're going to get your job. You're going to be in cyber. You're going to love it, right? This is one of the most competitive industries. Everyone out there is telling you to get certs, to do a whole bunch of nonsense. Seriously, those 3 soft skills and then some hard skills like, you know, personal projects, really important. And I'm going to give you guys a list of personal projects that are going to absolutely smoke every single interview you do. Everyone's going to be super impressed with you. So I'm going to end it there. I feel like this was a great video and I've enjoyed talking to you guys. And I hope that from my story, from my journey, you guys can take some of these points and put it into your own. And I wish you the best of success. Thank you so much.